This is not a joke. It's not funny. This is one of the most important videos I've ever done in my 4, 5, 6 years on YouTube. I need y'all's undivided attention. Thank you for tuning into Hard News TV 4. I'm your host, Terry Lynn, and this is a channel where truth is like archaeology, and every day we're digging for it. Today is September 1st, 2020. And so on my big channel, like 4 or 5 years ago on Hard News TV, the original channel, I did a video on the 72 groups that are now considered domestic terrorists by the U.S. government. Homeschoolers were on it, anti-vaxxers, constitutionalists were on it. Wait till you see what I found out today, y'all. This is very, very important. Please stop whatever you're doing. This video needs to go out to every single Christian that you know. Please pay attention. I've got like 8 tabs I need to get to. Okay? Now I'm going to show y'all who they're saying is a terrorist so that I can show you what is written down, what they want to do to us in their own document. Okay? You might be a terrorist if you support the Constitution, you're pro-life, pro-rights, anti-tax, military veteran, support money, regular money. You grow your own food, oppose GMOs, prefer natural medicine, refuse vaccines, on and on, okay? Now, this is from last year, August 2019. FBI labels fringe conspiracy theories as domestic terrorism threat. So you're a domestic terrorist if you believe in Pizzagate, or certain conspiracies like QAnon, or different other conspiracies. If you don't toe the line and believe what they tell you to believe, you are a threat to their system, and they're labeling you a terrorist so that they can do to you and to me what I'm going to show you in their own documents, what they say they're going to do. Now, this is Homeland Security Digital Library. I'm going to leave y'all the links to this. Okay, it's a whole bunch of PDFs you can go and look at. Christian extremism as a domestic terrorist threat. Okay, so then let me show y'all. This is from 2011. Ridiculous Department of Homeland Security list. You might be a domestic terrorist if an 18-year veteran in law enforcement warned to beware of Homeland Security training that is being pushed to local law enforcement. You might be a domestic terrorist if you believe in civil liberties or if you actually believe in your constitutional right. Sadly, this is not a joke. We've all heard the "you might be a redneck if" jokes, but in this series, you might be a domestic terrorist if you believe in civil liberties or if you actually believe in your constitutional rights. Sadly, this is not a joke. You might also be a terrorist if you have ever expressed concern of Big Brother. Are you a Christian who has ever discussed the Antichrist, the apocalypse, or even mentioned the book of Revelation? Guess what? According to the documents of Department of Homeland Security, then you too qualify as a potential domestic terrorist. Okay? Here he writes that the following are characteristics that qualifies a person as a potential domestic terrorist. Expressions of libertarian philosophies, Second Amendment oriented views, member of the NRA or gun clubs, survivalist literature, even fictional books such as Patriots and 1 Second After are mentioned by name. Self-sufficiency, stockpiling food, ammo, hand tools, medical supplies. Fear of an economic collapse, buying gold and border items. Religious views concerning the book of Revelation, the apocalypse, Antichrist. Expressed fears of a big brother or big government. Homeschoolers, declaration of constitutional rights and civil liberties. Belief in a new world order. Conspiracy. They are hiding in plain sight and ready to attack. So if you're on Facebook and you're saying, we have the Constitution to protect us, they can't do that to us, we have the Constitution, or praise God, look up, our redemption is going up. We are enemies of the state. We are terrorists, and let me show you. Okay, anti-vaxxers are terrorists. Now, this was 2 years ago from The Hill, and look at the headline. Terrorists could use anti-vax conspiracies to disrupt pandemic emergency response. So us who are saying, the vaccine's going to have this in it or that in it, we're terrorists that are going to disrupt the pandemic emergency response. This was 2 years before there was a pandemic, but they were already labeling people that were going to come out against a vaccine for a pandemic as terrorists. And this is very important because let me show you what they want to do with us, okay? Let me show you this. This is from Congress.gov, the quarantine program. This is from 2009, the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2009. And we're going to go back to it. This was 2009. Even Rachel Maddow was very concerned about this. She's going to talk about President Obama.
Something
here we go.
Called prolonged detention. Doesn't sound that bad, right? Prolonged detention. Did you ever see the movie Minority Report? It was based on a Philip K. Dick short story. Came out in 2002. It starred Tom Cruise, remember? He played a police officer in something called the Department of Pre-Crime.
Okay, pre-crime. Now, this says that if you're a Christian, a homeschooler, believe in the apocalypse, that you're a terrorist hiding in plain sight, ready to attack. Obama's indefinite detention is indefinite detention. NDAA, hold you forever, no charges against you, nobody know what prison you're in, not assigned a lawyer, have no constitutional rights. This is NDAA. And in it, they list guillotines. The guillotine program in government documents. The budget request included 108.6 million PE, I guess purchase order, and purchase order for directed energy, do weapons, and continued development of an electromagnetic railgun. No funding was requested in purchase order number directed energy and electric weapon system. Neither was there any funding included for laser weapon system laws, which is a top research development priority on the Chief of Naval Operations unfunded priorities list, or for the guillotine program. Laws is under development as a rapid prototype to serve as an adjunct laser weapon for the Navy's close-in weapon system to counter rockets, artillery's mortar, and unmanned aerial vehicles for ship and expeditionary base defense. Additional funding would accelerate development by 2 years. Guillotine would provide commanders with a non-lethal capability to disrupt threats and terrorist operation. The committee agrees with the Navy's objectives outlined in a Joint Vision 2020 to develop directed energy weapons that provide unique capability against emerging asymptomatic threats. The committee recommends an increase of $10.7 million in the purchase order in support of laws and the guillotine development. Okay, y'all. We're seeing it with in their own documents. They're labeling conservative Christians as the new domestic terrorist with guillotines in official government documents. The Bible coming true, and I saw under the altar those who had been beheaded, and they're getting funding for a program for guillotines. Please leave me your comments below and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.